Elden Ring is a game of secrets and mystery, but after years of hype, one question still remains. Is Elden Ring actually a dad game? Look, everyone knows From Software makes brutally hard games, and Elden Ring might be the biggest and most intimidating one yet. With its massive open world, Elden Ring gives you more ways than ever to wander into the wrong area and get absolutely destroyed. On paper, it has everything dads struggle with in modern games. It demands your attention, it takes forever to beat, and sometimes it feels impossible to walk away from mid-session. But in practice, it's not quite as bad of a dad game as you might think. So today we're putting Elden Ring through the 5 dad game factors: pause power, kid friendliness, cost, session length, and our newest category, mental tax. Let's get into it. Let's start with what might be Elden Ring's worst performing category, pause power. In Elden Ring, the pause button is really just a menu button. This game never actually pauses. So if there's a sudden potty emergency while you're playing, you can pretty much kiss those runes goodbye, because this game does not care. And because there's basically no real pause system at all, Elden Ring gets no real points here. It scores a brutal 0 out of 5 for pause power. If you thought it couldn't get worse, you're right. But it doesn't get much better with our next category, kid friendliness. This is absolutely not a game for kids. There are horrifying monsters and plenty of gore everywhere. It's also the kind of game where dying matters so much, you'd barely trust another adult to play, let alone your kid. Elden Ring gets a 1 out of 5 coffee cups for kid friendliness, and that is only because I refuse to be the first guy to review Elden Ring and start with 2 zeros. Next up is cost, and this one was actually harder to score than I expected. Technically, Elden Ring is still listed at full price for around $80 Canadian, but because this game's been out for a while, it goes on sale pretty often. And if you have one of those ancient relics known as a disk drive, you can find a used copy online for pretty cheap. So while Elden Ring is technically full price, most dads probably won't end up paying full price for it. That'll give it a solid 3 out of 5 coffee cups for cost. Up next is session length, and this one surprised me almost as much as the game itself. Like most Souls-likes, you can't just save and quit whenever you want, but Elden Ring actually gives you a lot more checkpoints than I expected. If you've got a solid uninterrupted hour, you can actually make meaningful progress. Unless you're fighting a boss. Some of these bosses don't even kill you. They just slowly convince you that you're too old for this genre. I'm giving session length 3.5 out of 5 coffee cups. You might not be able to jump in and out instantly, but you can absolutely make progress before you pass out on the couch. Finally, we have our newest category, mental tax. This one's a little harder to score because Elden Ring is simultaneously one of the most stressful and rewarding games I've ever played. Even when you think you're safe, you really never know what's about to jump out and kill you. At the same time, nothing compares to finally beating the boss that spent the last 3 days ruining your life. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 for mental tax. It's a brutal, frustrating experience, but somehow the payoff usually makes it feel worth it. Kind of like raising kids. So to sum it all up, is Elden Ring secretly a dad game? Well, the best answer I can give is maybe? Look, Elden Ring is kind of like having a toddler. It never gives you a break, costs a little more than it should, constantly demands your attention, and can be one of the most frustrating experiences imaginable. But if you have the time and patience for it, it can also be an incredible experience. I'm giving Elden Ring 2.5 out of 5 housecoats. If your kids are older, or you consistently get some free time at night, this game can absolutely work for you. But if life is already chaotic, and you struggle to find even a few uninterrupted minutes to yourself, this is probably one to skip. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more dad game reviews powered by caffeine and chaos. Thanks for watching.